Welcome. I'm Sandy with She Design Inspires, and I'm happy that you're here with me today. I'm excited because spring has started to sprout where I live, and although it brings me my allergies, it does bring beautiful flowers each week that we can work on together. This week, the first of our blooms is from a tree in my backyard. I don't know what kind of tree it is, so if you do, write it in the comments below. But I cut off this big branch so that we would have lots of examples of the flowers, how they're attached to the stem, the leaves, and so we'll talk about that later in the video. My channel is all about putting pen, marker, or brush to paper. It doesn't really matter the end result. It matters that you're having fun, that you're trying something, and over time you will improve. Thanks for joining me today. So let's take a look at the flower. So one of the things we notice is that it's 5 petals. All of them have 5 petals. Now that doesn't mean that yours have to have 5 petals, because if you look over here, some of the petals have fallen off. So that's fine. There's a little bit of difference between this center and this center. This one is mainly all yellow, and this has a bit of peach in it. So it's fun to just take a look at the flower and different angles. So here's a bud, this little bud right here. They're very tiny and just kind of come up out of the green. This is a leaf that's starting. So it's nice to just take a look at the anatomy of the flower, the branch, and I think we're ready to get started. Okay, let's get started. So one of the things I did is I practiced with some colors. I'm going to use Tombow markers for the wreath. And so I practiced with some colors, and I decided that the color I like is this one, and this for the branches, and this for the inside of the flower. And this will be some little spring leaves that are popping out. So always have like a scrap piece of paper, test your colors out, get your color palette set, and then we can get started. So to make the circle, I use one of these, I think it's called a protractor, I'm not sure. You can use a bowl if you want. I didn't have one big enough. And then I just put a piece of paper because it's pointy and I don't want that hole to be on my paper. So then I just kind of figure out how big I want the wreath to be, and I make the circle with the possible protractor thingy. Now what I'm going to do is just sort of mark a line where I want my little cluster of flowers to be. So I'm going to have, I like the branch, and so I want there to be a lot of branch on the wreath. So just little clusters. And you just kind of move the brush a little bit. This one will have started in the middle. As you're drawing with the markers, just keep going. So one of the things that over time you'll start to gain experience with is there's a point where you kind of look at what you're doing and you say, oh, does that look really good or not? And this was sort of the point where I started to think that, like, is it good? And then I remembered, yeah, just keep going, because as you fill in more and more color within the flower, the center, we're actually going to add some shading. It does all come together. So don't give up. If when you're completely finished, you say, no, this wasn't my best, just think about what you learned from the process and what you'll do different next time. I remember I was in my early 20s and I started painting, and I thought, I want to be an amazing painter. I love this. I love the colors. I love the brushes. I love everything about it. I really don't think, I was so overwhelmed with how good a painter I wanted to be. and how long that was going to take me. And I just sat there and I thought, but if I don't start, I'll never even be on my way. And, I've been painting 25 years. I'm still not there. I just learn something new every single day. And now I've started working with watercolor. When I first started, I was using acrylic painting and markers, and I love working with marker and pen. So there's just this vast opportunity to explore. If you start working with markers and they're not your thing, switch. Do watercolor. You can do this wreath as a watercolor, and because these are brush pens, the movement of the brush is very similar to the movement of the pen. And so just switch it up. Find what makes you happy. And that's really why I do art. It feeds my soul. It makes me happy. I'm a creator, so I just love to constantly create. And so I hope I can pass on my enthusiasm to you so that you try and just add some color to your life. So this is a little bud. I decided I would have like two little buds next to each other. That's not how it would be in nature, but that's what I wanted in my wreath, and so I put it there. And now we'll add some color to the centers. This one I'm doing kind of the peachy color, and then the rest I'll do yellow, I think. I just wanted a little bit of peach in there because we had seen that color on the flower. Now it's time to add the branches, and this part will just come from your imagination. I'm going to make just a few branches. I don't want my wreath to be very thick. I want to keep the delicate look that we have going so far. So I'll just put a couple of branches in between each section of flower. And as you work with the marker, just start out maybe with light pressure and then begin to press a little bit harder and then lift up again right before you're going to lift the pen from the paper. And that's how you can get just a more realistic, different type of look. You don't want just straight lines going around your wreath. That's not really how it would work. So think, how would I interweave these branches to actually make this wreath look like it's held together this way? And just go around, and again, your wreath is going to look different than my wreath. That's okay. Everybody's work is different. I decided as I was looking at this that I did want to add some shading to the branches as well. So I just got a slightly darker marker, and here and there, I just added some shading to it. I think, again, like it adds some visual interest, made the branches stand out a little bit more. I like that look. I would love to hear from you if you tried making this wreath or just tried to use Tombow markers. Please let me know in the comments what worked for you, what didn't work, how can I help you to have more fun. Now we get to do the really fun part. When we add these green leaves, it's really going to make the wreath come together and sort of have this little pop of color, because I chose this spring green, which is in contrast to all the other colors that we used. So although I did find this part of the wreath sort of frustrating, and the reason I found it that way is because the green on this branch isn't really a leaf, so it's not a leaf shape. It's sort of an odd shape, and I had a challenge making that shape with with the marker. In the end, I do like the way it came out, but I just wanted to let you know that I too get frustrated doing things. And again, I just keep going and going. So I hope you will too. I decided I wanted to add just a touch of definition and a little bit of shadow on some of these, just to bring out the edge a little bit, define it from what's next to it, just a little bit. So I took a slightly darker marker. I wanted to show you, so this is the one we did together. This is on 140-pound watercolor paper. This particular paper I actually don't like for true watercolor, but I like it for Tombow marker. And then this I did on marker paper, just to show you the difference of how the markers will look different based on the paper you use. So here you can see the colors on the marker paper are much richer than on the watercolor paper. So sometimes if you're not getting the result that you want, don't blame yourself, switch to a different paper and give it a try. This is Strathmore marker paper, and I'll put the link to this in the description below. I also wanted to show you with Tombow markers, you can actually wet them. So we can take some water. I'll show you I use a little yogurt container that's glass, but it's like the perfect size to use. And then with your brush wet, you can get the marker to move around a little bit and you can fill it in. So I sometimes do this at the end just to smooth things out, depending on the look that you want. Normally I would do it before I did the center because I don't want that center to move at all. I like the way those dots are and I don't want them to smudge. So it's fun sometimes. And sometimes, like if you don't like the way something looks, so I'm not crazy about this, you can just come back in with water and kind of change the shape of it and get it to look more like what you want it to look like. It's really fun. So I hope you give that a try too. If you like what you saw here today, please consider subscribing to my channel and visiting my website at inspires.she-design.com. Thanks so much for joining me today. I hope you have a great rest of your day.